Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I applaud you.
It's amazing. I mean, I knew that something happened with him because he was really revealing. All of his movies were based on truth. And
well, I mean, here's an example, Sharon, that I want you to comment on that. Dr. Eric Bianca, who made headlines 2.5 years ago, saying, I want a weaponized Ebola to be released, kill 90%. I'm ready for my family to die. I want to die. Rob Jacobson was at Whole Foods the other day. The girl saw him with the, somewhere in my stack, Newsweek, the case for killing Granny and how great it is to kill the old people. And he said, well, they want to kill you too. And she said, good, I need to die. Humans are bad. But going back to Bianca, you go to his UT website. I checked it again a month ago. It's still there. This is the official UT website. It's him dressed as a druid with a big beard and talking about how much he loves Lucifer on the UT website. And every time you research Maurice Strong or any of them, they are completely open worshipers of Lucifer. Go ahead.
well, I mean, the whole idea that the Satanism is even much more mainstream than people realize. I mean, look at all the followers of L. Ron Hubbard, who was a well-known Satanist. This man was following Aleister Crowley, and there were so many people involved in his group. So if you really research who's involved and all the people and players, they see it as not only they don't see it less as a religion, but more of a reason to do these killings. It's a group. It's a socialized psychopathic organization.
And, the outcome is this indoctrination of the culture. We are an American medical culture that we've now been engineered, behaviorally, socially engineered to become. And this is the greatest challenge. It is a complete fraud to say that the behavioral science is a soft science compared to, let's say, mathematics or physics. Those are considered hard sciences. But the truth of the matter is the most powerful and the most well-studied and meticulously directed science of all is the mass mind control mainstream media's behavioral science.
And the Pentagon says that. They admit it. They say 90% of warfare is psychological. If the people will just become conscious of this, we can beat it. But if you won't wake up out of your trance, folks, there's no hope. Right. Leah, son is in school, has a story about the flu shot. Go ahead.
Yes, hi. First off, I want to say thank you for waking me up. We've been listening to you for about a year, and this is the first time I've called. My son came home on Friday from school saying that he was asked to escort a student to the front office who was ill. They had placed a mask on the ill child's face and had my son escort him to the front office, to the clinic. While waiting to go back to his classroom...
See, this is a fear-mongering indoctrination where they get everybody trained to freak out so the medical mafia can come in. So your son is escorting him. Go ahead.
In the office, he's waiting for his somebody walking to the class. Nurse say to the child, I'm going to give you a shot just in case it's the swine flu. He watched the nurse give a shot. He then watched the nurse on speakerphone call the boy's parents afterwards and inform the parent that she had given the child a shot and that they needed to come pick him up. And the mother was furious as far as my son said. Her reaction was, what? I'm coming to get my child. They went up to the school.
What is the name of your school? This is huge. So without parent consent, your son saw them inject. What's the name of the school?
The name of the school is Zellwood Elementary School. It's in Orange County, Florida.
Okay, your phone's cutting out. Well, elementary in Orange County, Florida?
Zellwood Elementary School in Orange County, Florida. And we spoke to them this morning. We spoke to the principal. We had a meeting with the principal. The principal said she was going to look into it. My husband proceeded to leave. I stayed. I was going to go on a field trip today. The principal then called me and my son, as well as the clinic nurse and his teacher, my son's teacher, into the office and intimidating, sort of, asked my son, did you see this? And my son said, yes, I did. The nurse proceeded to stand up, smack her hand on the table violently, and call my son a liar. Completely upset, spoke with another parent of a student in the same class. She had no idea that anyone was in the school. We've gotten no notice that someone...
Well, let me stop you. That's what they do. Obama says there's no shots, but we have the letters confirming from the nurses they're forcing them. My God, stay there, ma'am. Dr. Horowitz, we may have to keep you longer into the hour to take more of these calls. They're all lined up here with people here witnessing this. I mean, this looks like this is criminal if this is true.
It is criminal. It's absolute official criminal malfeasance and beyond gross negligence. Gross negligence is where you basically, you know what to do, but you don't do it. This is where there's an actual agenda to inject, and somebody's telling
Well, hold on. How many hospitals have been caught when parents say no vaccines, they take the baby away and inject them? That's illegal. They just do whatever the hell they want. They think they're gods. They're a priesthood of control freaks. Sorry, doctor, go ahead.
That's exactly right, and this is what I've been absolutely appalled at. People in public health and the officials in medicine, these are supposed to be my colleagues. These people are absolute mass murderers, and they've got to stop this.
My God, and they know we're waking up to them, so they're trying to come in, scare us, set the precedent to forcibly inject. Stay there, Leah. Finish your story. Recap it when we get back. And Paul in Louisiana, friend told to take shot at work. Nate in Georgia, Anthony, Elijah, and others. Stay with us. Okay, Leah, son in school, Zellwood Elementary, Orange County, Florida. So the nurse slams her hand down and says, "You're a liar" to your son. What about this other little boy? Was he there? Or I guess he was at home sick.
No, actually, he had showed back up at school on Monday and told everyone that he had had swine flu. And I really just want to put this out there because we were very persistent today that we had told the principal we only want verification that this did not happen. Allow us to speak to the other child's parents. We can have a meeting at the school. She refused to do that. My husband asked. He said, fine, because the principal
Well, listen, find out the kid's name, call the parents out of the phone book, and then you've got a major lawsuit here if what you're saying is accurate. Now, it's the same MO I've seen. It's the same pathology here because now they're trying to cover up what they did, and you get those two families together, it's over for these people, and we need to make examples out of them, because I guarantee you, it's the same MO. They shoot up the nurses and then say, "You're not to talk about this." Dr. Horowitz.
We've got to make them the models for simply cease and desist restraining orders. We've got to basically hold them accountable for this gross breach of faith and trust that we have in our school administrators who are simply following out a vaccination, intoxication, depopulation agenda.
But, doctor, are you not supposed to give a flu shot to somebody who's already got it?
Yes, there are numerous contraindications. That's one of them. Also, there's 15% of the population, approximately, that have eczema. That's an autoimmune disease. It's an ailment that also indicates your immune system would be potentially overwhelmed by vaccinations. All of these risks are being completely neglected. The school administrators, as well as what's taking place like we talked about earlier, Safeway supermarket pharmacists we interviewed the other day had no clue what's even in the vaccinations that he's administering.
And we asked him, would you take this vaccination yourself? And he said, of course not. Well, then I asked, how can you administer it?
2 years ago, I had the Prince George County, Maryland state attorney on. He was on CNN saying the kids got to take the shots, images of police dog barking at kids, 2,000 kids being shot up with their families, crying, saying, "I don't want it, but I have to or I'm arrested." All color of law. They use truancy laws to do it, saying you'll be kicked out if you don't take the shots. Well, then we'll arrest you for that when they couldn't do it. And then I had him on, and he said, "Yeah, I don't vaccinate my kids," and started laughing at me. It's funny, isn't it, Dr. Horowitz?
Oh, it's disgusting. You know, again, it's a demonic, sinful spirit that takes over these people's minds.
It is a spirit. More and more I realize, just as a layman, not even coming to this from a secular perspective, it's like a download. It's like a giggling demon. It's like funny and happy, and they love it, and they laugh when they're stealing people's kids. And what is that? It's like they're all the same. Their eyes are the same.
Yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult indoctrination. They have literally been brainwashed by the use of trauma into a certain track mentality, and it's a consciousness. It's like there's a little voice in the back of your head that sometimes you have to say, "Shut up, will you? I don't want to do that." These guys are ingrained in it, engaged in it, and it has taken over them. They have no reasonable sense. They have no desire to look at the facts. They have no desire to even look at the science. They are simply following an agenda like any mind-controlled Manchurian candidate would.
That's it. I mean, more and more I realize it, and I read Pentagon documents, psych warfare documents that are declassified. They say they're putting the public into a state. They say a lower alpha state. They say that they don't want the public to snap out of it. The general public is hypnotized. Once they're hypnotized, they can put in the programming, and we're literally dealing with people that have been turned into nothing but biological androids.